Hi guys, welcome to London. It's been almost a week here. Lots happened, but I will do my best to fill you in on everything. Before we get started, let me give you a quick little tour. I'm at Kew Gardens right now at the Hive, which is this amazing art installation. Basically supposed to be like a beehive. So let me show you real quick while we're here, and then I'll tell you all about this past week. Anyways, this is the beehive. I am at the very top of it. I'll show you down here. You can also go underneath and see the view from down there. But it's pretty cool inside, so check it out. Whoa, that was close. And then you can hear, they have this music to go along with it, and at some point, basically, you hear bees buzzing around. But it's pretty cool looking. Get a decent view of that. Again, it's always hard to tell because I can't see what you guys are seeing. I do my best. Alright, so I left on Friday evening from San Diego, and then I took a direct flight, thankfully, to London. Didn't get much sleep Thursday and Friday. I can never sleep on planes, so anyways, it was a long journey, to say the least. Got in Saturday afternoon, but the process was smooth. As I had mentioned before when I was in Italy, basically it's just gotten a lot better as far as travel goes, with everything being more efficient. So scanned the passport at the airport. Again, didn't really have to talk to anyone, do the stamp or anything. And took the tube to my hotel, the Baileys in Kensington. That's where I was staying. Another really cool thing that's changed since I was last here 5 years ago is that you can use Apple Pay, Google Pay, or just your credit card to take the metro or the bus. So it's just really efficient and convenient. You just tap and you go, you're on. You don't have to get a card anymore or anything. So I got in that first day, and basically didn't do too much that day. Earlier, just kind of walked a little bit around the area where I was at, grabbed some coffee, and then I was meeting up with one of my friends who lives here that I know from forever ago. Basically, her and another friend studied abroad when I was in Valdosta, my first year of college. So met up with her. We had some drinks at the bar in my hotel, the Baileys, and then went and had an amazing dinner at Seru, which has mostly, I want to say, Middle Eastern, Mediterranean food. I'm on the underside of this beehive, so I'm actually going to show you guys while I'm here. From the other view below. This is the underside. Anyways, so yeah, basically it was really great catching up. Hadn't seen her in 5 years, and before that it was 10 years. So great to hang out, had an amazing, delicious dinner, and then we went to the pub across the street to have another cocktail. So hopefully you guys can still hear the music. Got really loud. Alright, so had an awesome time catching up, hanging out. Had one more cocktail at the pub across the street, then headed back for the night. And since I hardly got any sleep on Friday and Thursday, decided not to set an alarm and just sleep as long as I could. So I slept for 14 hours on Saturday night. Then finally made it out and about in town. I want you guys to see these trees because it's fall here, which we don't get in San Diego, so I gotta take advantage while I'm here. And some little Christmas decorations. Okay, so back to Sunday. Slept pretty much all day, and then made it out later in the day. Sunset's really early here now. It's like 4:20 about, so makes your day a lot shorter. But ooh, this looks cool. I'm gonna check this out. I'll show you guys. I'm like walking into this tree dome thing. All right, so finally made it out in town. And because I have been here before, and again, I'm here for work in London, I wasn't, worried about trying to see everything. I did a lot when I was here before, but a friend from home had sent me this thing on Instagram about basically the best sweets in London, some of which involved cookies, which I love, so I figured I would start there. So I went to Covent Garden, tried a couple cookie places there, which were delicious. One was Floozies and one was Blondie's, I think, was the name of the places. And just walked around that area and all over. So they have a lot of Christmas decorations already set up, which is really pretty. I walked basically I'm trying to remember the names of the places, which is always hard, but aside from that area, also through Chinatown. I went back there later and had dinner there, which was delicious. Seriously, had the best fried rice ever, probably. And usually fried rice is just like the side thing, but it was so good. So walked by there, walked along the water a little bit, to where you could see the London Eye. And then I walked to Somerset House, which they're setting up an ice skating rink over there. So it wasn't open yet, but anyways, just walked that area. They're definitely like starting with all the Christmas decorations, at least in the touristy areas. So Covent Garden had a lot of things already set up. Just looks really pretty. Then I walked around Soho a bit and Carnaby Street and Leicester Square. Anyways, I think mostly that was it. Walked around several hours and then headed back. So that was Sunday. And then, this was a nice little touch by the hotel, but my shower was leaking in the room I was in. So I had to switch rooms. They tried waking me up like at 4 different times on Sunday, 2 over the phone and 2 knocking on my door. And I was just like, kept trying to go back to sleep. Luckily it was successful. I was that tired. But I had to switch rooms because of the leak. So I get back on Sunday evening and there's a bottle of wine and some delicious chocolates, truffles, waiting in my room. So that was a really nice touch. And then Monday, the conference started that I'm here for, which is called World Travel Market. So it's a gigantic conference. People come from all over the world. And basically it's suppliers coming and buyers coming. So I was on the buyer's side, but people are there from all over the world. So it's just super cool and travel related conference. So basically had meetings all day, Monday through Wednesday, meeting with different suppliers. But again, it was just a really cool, besides it being exhausting, really cool experience. All the countries basically have like different things going on. So, and I was in the Americas because that's the region I'm working in, all over, well, all of the Americas, but primarily spending a lot of time in South America, Central America, etc., Caribbean. So a lot of them had food that they would make and drinks. So I was visiting with different ones in the Peru section, and they would come around and give me pretty much like these little hors d'oeuvres. We're making pisco sour over there, so I had that, which was really good. I think it was seriously like the best pisco sour I had. So they were on it when it comes to food and drinks. And then Brazil had, later they were performing, dancing, had capoeira. Anyways, so just really cool to see all that stuff. I wish I had more time to enjoy that side of it versus like you're just running from meeting to meeting back to back, but still a super cool conference. So anyways, that was Monday, yeah, it's hard to keep track. And then so one of the Peruvian suppliers I met with, after that whole day ended, basically he was going out with some other people that he knows through work relations, etc. Anyways, so basically I joined them. And we went, first I went with him to this Peru event, so had some more pisco sour, and they had little hors d'oeuvres there as well at some hotel. And then from there we went to this Mexican restaurant, don't remember the name anymore. And then basically we're having margaritas and tequila. And I wish I remembered the name of that brand because it actually was, I would say, a lot smoother than most. I'll find out. And yeah, some nachos and other things like that. But it was definitely, again, one of those unplanned things where just had the event planned, that was it, and then it ends up being an entire night. So we spent a while there, and then from there we went to this jazz bar, which was really cool. So pretty small bar, but the music was really good, and it was all also, what's the word, I can't remember right now, but basically like people would just get up on the small little stage, and it was all improv pretty much, not like set bands going, but people would just go into it. It was really good. So Monday was super eventful, great day. And then Tuesday back to the conference. There was actually a strike going on with the metro, so that affected like how packed it was, and getting back was like the longest line ever just to get back on the metro. I was waiting like almost half an hour to get on the metro because of the strike. Anyways, that happened on Tuesday, but so yeah, again, meetings all day. It was a little bit better Tuesday because everything was closer together. I'm gonna show you. This little orange house is really pretty. And while I'm here, 360 more or less. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Yeah, so Tuesday back at the conference, and I would have to say, like, from what I saw, although I was, all my meetings were in the Americas section, but eventually I got to walk around the whole thing, and I would say the Middle East area had the most amazing, like, decorations and installations, stuff like that. Theirs was really cool. I would say America's had, best party and food and drinks, as far as I know. Oh, the other thing I was gonna say is, so you have these meetings, but like a lot of them, most of the time, they give you these little gifts, at least in the Americas. So I'm gonna show you some more views. So yeah, you're meeting with these people, but a lot of them are giving you like all these little gifts like after. So I have tons of all these little gifts, which are super cute, like some jewelry. Actually, I have the necklace on now I got from a Mexican supplier, and then I have like lots of things with the llamas, a little toy stuffed llama and keychain, and another one's like a ceramic bowl and maybe also a llama, sweets, you name it. It's just, again, like super cute and cool and how all that works. But I heard like over on Europe's side, like they weren't getting anything, so I thought that was pretty funny. Europe mostly just had, I think, some beer and like wine, maybe sometimes, stuff like that, not all the other stuff. So I would say America's did the best job when it comes to entertainment and gifts and all that. So that was Tuesday. Continuing on, another long day, and I'll show you the background view. And then went back, had dinner with my coworkers at this really nice steak restaurant. That was Tuesday. Wednesday was the last day of the conference, so continued on with lots of meetings, and I'm trying to remember what other little things they had going on at the conference, but anyways, more or less continued on with the same sort of thing on Wednesday. And then afterwards, this was probably the interesting thing about Wednesday. So anyways, did all my meetings, of course, but this was interesting too. So my last meeting was with a supplier from Guyana, which no one knows about Guyana, and I was really interested and would love to add that. That's a whole nother subject, but basically Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana are those three little countries above Brazil that no one knows about in South America. So I was really interested to meet with him and learn more. So that was really interesting. Again, just meeting with him, learning more about the countries, really interesting history, which I won't go into because even what I can remember, it's just a lot to tell. It's Guyana's British, or was British, territory, and then there's just such an eclectic mix. Suriname was Dutch, and then French Guiana French, so it's a really eclectic mix of cultures, languages, food, dialects, you name it. But anyways, sounds really interesting, so definitely hope to make my way out there eventually. Let me show you this thing behind me. Another nice view. And you can see the river over here. Not really sure exactly where I'm walking right now, so you guys are discovering with me. So that was cool. Like with my last meeting on Wednesday, again, just learning more about somewhere new that I haven't been yet. And so again, there's always music going on and food, blah, blah, blah. One of the days I had actually with one of the Caribbean vendors, some kind of like goat stew thing. That was actually really good and also different. It was Tobago that had music going on. Even during that last meeting, it was so loud, and the guy kept looking like, oh man, you guys can't wait a little bit longer to get this party started because we're trying to have a meeting, and it was just so loud, like you couldn't not hear it from anywhere relatively close by. Anyways, after the meeting ended, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go check out the music. So they're drumming and singing, etc., basically playing the music they would play during their carnival, which is in March and October, 25th through the 27th next year, in case you're interested. But probably the most interesting thing about it was not only are they playing music and people are dancing, etc., but there's this one guy who's obviously part of the performance but just stood out because everyone was like staring and some people were scared. When I first saw him, he's a black guy, but like I first see him and then I was like, is he naked? Because that would really be quite shocking, especially at a like conference. He's not naked, but he's in a black morph suit, but it was like so close to the skin tone that it was hard to tell at first. You're trying not to stare too much. And then he also has black paint everywhere else that's showing, like his feet, hands, and face. So he's kind of on the outskirts of like where they're drumming and performing, walking around like kind of, it's hard to explain, sort of dancing, but it's almost more like a stomp or something, or it's just unique. It's like the way he's stepping, not like full on dancing, but kind of just stepping, but he's screaming, which is like all part of the show, obviously, but people are just staring like, what what is going on? And then of course he's playing into it even more. So he's just freaking some people out. People are obviously recording on their phones, and if you make eye contact, he's like coming up to you, and it's hard to explain, but I don't know, it was just very memorable. So during all the music, he's just going around like, like super loud screaming and like staring at people, but you're trying again not to stare too much, but you get a better look. And oops, someone behind me. And I mean, not only is it strange enough when it comes to the screaming and the get up, like all painted and in the morph suit, etc. But I mean, his face is like profusively sweating and he's like drooling everywhere. I mean, I did get a really good look at some point. He was like right next to me and there's just like drool everywhere anyway. So it was quite different, but it definitely stood out, I would have to say, for sure. So that was pretty memorable about the last day. So finally, like as soon as that's over, the end, they're kicking everyone out. We're making our way out. And then I met up again, the Peruvian supplier I had met the first day, he had mentioned that they have salsa on Wednesdays. So I was like, okay, I'll try to make it on Wednesday. And anyways, towards the end, I met back with him and our Colombian supplier. So we were trying to make our way over there. And I think that's the way out, so we're gonna go this way. And there's a stampede of kids running over. So yeah, so we met up towards the end, and then we're trying to decide if we were going to go straight there or whatever, which I didn't want to do because basically I wanted to change and like put my stuff back at the hotel and all that sort of stuff. Because as much as you're trying to look nice because it's a work conference, it was not comfortable. So eventually decided to go back, do that, like drop off my stuff, change, quickly met with a couple colleagues who were at the bar, just chatted with them, and then made my way back out to the salsa place, which was, it's actually called Salsa. Temple was the one because they have 2 locations. So that was fun too. I mean, the whole entire time was exhausting, but also like really fun. It's been, I would say, the best work week I've had, because definitely not typical by any means. So made her way back there. I had like some of the people he was meeting out with, the Colombian supplier, ended up not coming back out because she was thinking of going straight there, and then anyways, was too tired. But there were a couple other Peruvian ones, and so one of them I had a meeting with earlier that day or the day before, so I had already met her. And then one of the Guatemalan suppliers I met with the day before, whatever it was also there. I recognized him, so we got to dance salsa. So anyways, it was fun, and it's really interesting because I just love how everyone operates so different, like depending on the country you're from, you know, or area. So, you know, a lot of the meetings I was having with my suppliers, it's Latin America. So people are still greeting you with, you know, kisses on the cheek, and it's just, it's business, but it's also more informal. Again, and like giving you gifts, and, you know, people are going out later dancing salsa. So people you had meetings with, you know, earlier, now you're dancing with. So definitely a different way of doing business, which for me, I love. And then again, just like based on what I heard with Europe, for example, it's a lot more formal, of course, you know, more business, less like of the also building a relationship outside of just the business aspect. So gotta love that about Latin America. So yeah, that was Wednesday evening. Had a great time dancing salsa at the end, even though I was super tired and all that, and ate there as well. And then basically slept in as long as I could that night. This is the last day of the conference. Definitely needed the sleep. I hardly got any since that 14 hours because I was also pretty much like going out late after these really long days. So slept in as late as I could till checkout on Thursday. So set my alarm for 11:30 a.m. And then Thursday, which was yesterday, was a pretty chill day. I just had lunch with one of my coworkers, which was also really good, at this tea place right down the street from the hotel, which is also, so that area in general is, but it was more of a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern food and menu, and it was delicious. It was so good. So had lunch there, and then we were working from the hotel together, and then I switched to my Airbnb yesterday evening, and that brings me to today finally. So just spending a little bit of time here at Kew Gardens before I head back, have to work, and then I fly out super early tomorrow to go to Luxembourg, where I am visiting and staying with a friend for the week. So I think that about wraps up London. If anything exciting happens afterwards, I'll fill you guys in next time from Luxembourg. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll give you one last view, although there's not too much more you can see from here. That's the hive in the distance where we started. And again, I've just been walking around aimlessly, so. And over there looks like, well, maybe a cafe. Anyways, that's all for now. So I will catch you guys next time in Luxembourg. Bye.